Okay, so tonight's meal is chicken smashed potatoes. It's about 7, 8, maybe 9 ingredients including seasoning, about 15 to 20 minutes total. We're gonna use one pan for the chicken and veggies. We're gonna use the microwave for the baked potatoes, and we are done. Dinner's on the table, 20 minutes tops. Okay, we're gonna get started. Okay, these are our ingredients. So we're gonna start with our chicken. My chicken's still a little frozen. This is probably the problem that most of us have. This is why most of us stop cooking in the afternoons. So let's go over to our microwave. If you've ever used defrost on your microwave, this is gonna change your life. Defrost, I have about a pound. So I'm gonna put 1, 0, okay? That little period dot makes the pound. Start. It's going to defrost my chicken in about 10 minutes. About halfway through, it'll say, 7 minutes and 30 seconds. It's the perfect defrost. Okay, so we're gonna wash our potatoes. The only reason I'm washing this with you is because I just think it's really important to spend a little time talking about sanitary. Okay, first off, your kitchen sink is disgusting. So I always wash my fruit and veggies. If I don't just have them in my hands that never touch the bottom, then I try and put like a bowl or something clean. That's our chicken saying go ahead and flip. Okay, so I'm gonna turn on the water. I'm not gonna wash them all for you with you, but I do wanna just show you. Just warm water. Do not put any chemicals or soap. You can always soak them in vinegar. Really, you don't need all that. Most of the bacteria will be able to be cooked out, but it's just really dirty. But your sink is very dirty, so do not add and cross-contaminate things, okay? So clean potatoes. I'm gonna wash them all that well. You can feel the dirt. You can even look in your pan after to see how disgusting they were. It kind of helps make them start to soak too. So I'm gonna get to cleaning these. I'm gonna wash my bell pepper the same way. No chemicals. You can use vinegar if you want, but really not necessary. And I will be right back. Okay, so potatoes. You can put them in the oven, 350. Wash them. You can put the olive oil. You can wrap them in foil. You can do whatever you want. All that kind of stuff. You can even put in the air fryer. For me, I'm a microwave potato girl, especially on smashed potato dinner cook night. Okay, potatoes. You do need to vent. Just take a fork. Stab it a few times, be careful. Maybe 6, 8 stabs, no big deal. I do a potato person. We are only cooking for 3 tonight. These are kind of small, so I'm gonna do 4 and leave 1. Okay, who has ever used your microwave for mashed potato, or whatever this is called, potatoes? Okay, so I'm putting them in the microwave. Potatoes, microwave safe plate, very, very important. Okay, this little button right here on your microwave. If you do not have a potato button, maybe Google it. I'm not really sure, but we're gonna do this. 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4. I don't think it goes past 4 potatoes. Let's see how it started over. Okay, I'm gonna do the top amount of potatoes. I do have 4 in there. Okay, so I'm gonna let the potatoes cook for a little bit, and when they're done, they'll be ready. So they're cooking simultaneously at the same time that we're gonna be cutting our veggies and getting our chicken done. So our dinner tonight consists of a cut bell pepper, just in julienne style, which I'm gonna talk about in a second, a red onion, 1 to 2 pounds of chicken, 1.5 pounds is about what I'm cooking with, some Tonys, some olive oil, and then we've got our toppings for our stuff, our baked potato after. So I'm gonna get to cutting, and we'll let our potatoes cook. Okay, so let's start cutting some veggies. We're gonna cut our bell pepper first. Most of you know how to cut bell peppers and all that, but this is called julienne. So we're gonna take a big knife. You can use a little paring knife. The best way that I enjoy cutting bell peppers, I just like to cut it down. Ooh, my knife's kind of dull. All the sides off, and then honestly, I just leave all the center connected. And I have a little garbage can right behind me, so I'm just turning around and throwing it there. I'm gonna get a different knife. These are called chef knives, kind of like butcher knife style. These are easy to cut with. I'm just going to slice them kind of the same. You see how these are called julienne. If they're kind of the same width, it's not necessary, but it cooks more evenly. So the reason that chefs and different people cook things the same thickness, potatoes, onions, all that, is because it actually cooks more evenly. Okay, so fast forward. I'm cutting my my bell pepper. I'm going to do some cutting demonstrations on a separate video, so I'm just going to kind of whip through this, but check back if you want to see how to cut like a chef, use real knives, knife safety, that kind of stuff, okay? Because I'm gonna do a whole video on all this. Okay, so I'm going to stop talking so I can cut it, and then I'll just fast forward through all this. ever see me in the kitchen, I'm always gonna have a rag handy, probably hanging over my neck to work with. Okay, I hate chicken. You'll learn this very quickly. Chicken is disgusting. It's very salmonella-y. I'm gonna talk a whole lot about chicken safety and all that. Okay, but for our purposes right now, to get chicken in this pan, I'm gonna get some olive oil. Just put maybe a tablespoon or two. You can see how much is in there, just enough. Once I start turning this on, which I'm gonna turn it on to high heat, medium high. Once you turn this on, that oil is gonna disperse a little bit further anyway. Right now it's still kind of cold and room temperature, so it'll start to move pretty quickly. And you can always just move it around in just a few seconds. Okay, chicken. I try to never touch chicken, and I always wash my hand after. So if you ever see me just leave out of the way, I just went. Okay, I've already cut my veggies, so this knife is gonna go straight to the sink after. I'm using a fork to kind of grab it out of this bag. By the way, this is Costco chicken. I don't know if y'all use Kirkland or Costco, but it is the most tender, delicious chicken, and I love they pre-package it. Mine's still a little frozen in the center. I'm gonna have to squeeze it out. Okay, I might have to get gross and chickeny today. Oh, I just threw chicken. Okay. All right, so I should have cut the bag a little bigger. All right, chicken. Dropped. No cross-contamination. Oh, maybe a little bit that flew out. But what I should have done first, take your Tony's. This is my favorite. And I put a thin layer of Tony's across the pan. They're a little stuck together, so that's gonna come apart. I'm just gonna go ahead and touch the chicken, even though I hate it. I'm gonna go wash my hands. Here, I'm gonna coat the top side. I'm gonna let those go for a second. I'm gonna go wash my hands. I'll be right back. All right, clean chicken hands. I have most of my tools right up here. I'm gonna get some tongs to flip the chicken. I've coated both sides with Tony's. Okay, probably not the smartest thing to do. I'm gonna work on this video thing. All right, so I do not have to cook my chicken all the way through, but what I want to do is kind of just sear it on both sides. Then I'm going to throw all the veggies on top. Remember that are already cut, we just cut, which took a minute or two. I'm going to flip this, get the other side, keep that seasoned and stuck to the chicken. We're going to cut it later. You could cut it in advance, but again, like I just told you, I hate raw chicken. I hate all the cross-contamination of it, so if I don't have to cut it in advance, I'm not. So my stove is gas, and so even though it says medium, it's still really hot. Once more burners are on, it tends to cook differently, so you need to pay attention to your heat. Even though it says medium or low, it's really more about what's happening in your pot. You do not want everything to burn. All right, so I have all of my onions and bell peppers. I'm gonna add a little more EVO oil, extra virgin olive oil, about the same amount, because now I'm gonna put my veggies, okay? I'm putting a whole bell pepper and a whole red onion. Why a red onion? I actually just like the way they taste. They're sweeter. They're not as pungent for me. We love them on salads, burgers. We eat a red onion almost every night. I tend to use red onions in anything. If I ever have to cut an onion, it's gonna be a red onion. Okay, so I want you to kind of look right here what's happening. This is what I'm talking about when I say the one pan meal. I'm gonna put a little Tony's on my veggies, like I mean just the thinnest little coat, just for extra good measure. These are my potatoes. We're gonna check those in one quick second. Sorry about all the extra noise, but we're cooking in real time. Okay, I'm gonna turn it back up because now I've got it really low. Water, just tap water, doesn't matter what temperature. I'm gonna put about a half a cup, a quarter of a cup, and the reason why is I want it so it cooks and it kind of steams the veggies and the chicken, because the chicken needs to cook for a good 10 minutes to get to the center. Okay, I'm gonna take a top. Y'all, I use Calf on everything. I don't know what y'all use, but that's my jam. This is it. So everything, they don't all have to be on the bottom. I didn't even have to mix them in the oil yet. They're gonna start to cook down, break down. The chicken is gonna kind of steam in that water, so it's not gonna get dried out. It's not gonna burn to the bottom. That water is gonna help. And then I'm gonna let it cook on medium-high heat for about 5 or 10 minutes. I'm gonna come back and check, and I'm gonna check every few minutes. I'm not going anywhere because it's only a 10-minute meal. And we're gonna check the potatoes. So let me get to a different angle because I don't know how to work this thing. Okay, the potatoes were not done after the first set of 4. So they're pretty, like this side's good, this side's not. You can stick a fork in it to kind of see the tenderness. Okay, they're definitely not done, but they're close. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna, it's not a perfect science, I'm just gonna start it again. I did pour some extra virgin olive oil on them just to give it a little extra. Okay, so I'm gonna restart it to 4 potatoes again. You can see all the juice in there. That's just that water and all the seasoning. Just gonna kind of push them down. Now this water is gonna be cooking out at the same time, okay? I'm going to turn my chicken over. I'm going to get the veggies off and kind of get them down in that seasoning. All right. And just going to kind of stir them around, make sure that nobody's stuck to the bottom or anything like that. I still have a good amount of water in there, which is exactly what we're looking for. I'm going to cover it back up and keep it on the same temperature for a few more minutes. And they're almost done. I'm going to go ahead and take the top off. When you open a pot, you want to use a rag, and you want to vent it away from you. One of the worst burns I've ever had is from a steam burn. So you want to take the top and let it vent out backwards. This is just safety. Put it in a safe spot. Nothing else is going on the stove. Okay, we're going to cut some chicken. Now our chicken is probably a little pink in the inside still, but I mean minimal at best. Again, chicken safety is kind of on a whole other bit. If you're interested, you don't even want to know all the things that I know about food and safety, but you might not ever eat again. So I use paper plates. People do not like that. I do not use raw meat on any of my cutting boards unless they're glass. Or you have a specific one. We'll talk about that. That's a whole other bit. Okay, so when you're cutting chicken, your chicken is naturally, a chicken breast is going to kind of go this way. The grains, if you're looking like the heart shape, the grain is going this way. So that's going to make your chicken tough. You're going to cut your meat across it this way. It's hot, and I just want to cut it into strips. This is, you can cut strips, chunks, whatever you want. It's still a little raw in the center. That's okay. That's why we're using a paper plate. But we're going to just cut it just a little bit, kind of rough chop it. I'm just going across the grain. I want it to be strips or chunks, whatever it's going to do. The reason we're cutting it, two reasons. One, it's going to cook a little bit faster. And then the other thing is, we're going to serve it like that anyway. So I'm going to cut them into strips. And then I'm going to go back across it and make them a little smaller. It's just 3 of us eating tonight. I usually cook for 4. So most of my meals every night are going to feed on average 4 people. You can easily double anything. Okay, so my chicken is cut down enough. I'm going back to my pan. It's a little bit raw in some, like very few pieces you can kind of see. Just the very center, and it might still be visible, it might still be a little frozen. Again, no worries. I'm going to add a little bit more mayonnaise. My family likes things spicy. Do not taste at this time. Again, the chicken's still kind of raw, so don't taste yet. I'm going to let it cook. I'm not going to put the top back on because I want that water to start cooking out. Because how I want it is I want those veggies to have a nice little kind of, what is it even called, a little char on them. Not char, but you know, cooked up. Our potatoes are almost done. I'm just going to stand here and kind of stir. That water's going to cook out pretty quickly. And we'll go from there. Okay, let's check our potatoes. That's exactly what we're looking for. Perfect. Okay, so 2 4-minute rounds was the money for us. These are small potatoes, like you can see my hand. They're not the big ones. The big ones, you might need 3 or 4 rounds. But again, just a few minutes, easy breezy in the microwave. This is what we're looking for. It's still got a little bit of water and liquid. It's been cooking for a few more minutes. I'm going to start turning it a little bit more. Just make sure it's all kind of cooking down. You can see the color. It's so pretty. Nice and seasoned. Onions, bell peppers. You can also add garlic or garlic powder, but it's really not even necessary. I'll be right back. Water is almost all cooked out. Once it cooks out, we're just going to let it go for a second longer after the water cooks. Once it starts getting thick, it doesn't take but a minute. So at this point, do not walk away from the pot. Your onions and bell peppers are going to be really nice and cooked down. The water is like literally evaporating as we're speaking. All this steam is all the water cooking out, so be careful with that too. So the next thing to do is assembly. I'm going to let this cook for just, a few seconds longer, and then we're going to assemble. It's going to be delicious. Okay, assembly time. I have all my stuff, my chicken and bell peppers. You can just leave it on the stove. I brought it over here. We'll start a little video. Okay, so I'm going to take a potato. Blaine, this is his potato. All right, so we're going to cut it open just like a normal baked potato would go. Then I he likes everything. So we're going to have, you can see the steam coming off the potato. We're going to get a nice amount of butter because we're Southern. Okay, so I'm going to break my rule. I always have a rag. And that's black butter on my finger now. Okay, a little salt. You can see how small this potato is. So again, if you have boys, husbands, big eaters, worked out today, Two's good. All right, pepper. We're gonna do cheese. In a perfect world, I usually do Great Mountain cheese. I just put it in my Cuisinart. I'll show that's another video too. Cheese. We love sour cream. A dollop of Daisy is necessary. My husband hates sour cream. Me and Lane and the kids love it. Okay, we're gonna take chicken, onions. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna smash it down just a smidge. Not like a good smashed potato. This is where the name came from. Okay, so mixing my potato up a little bit. You don't have to do a ton here. Topping it. He does not like onions, which is going to be a little tricky to find. But, so we're going to do bell peppers. Eat a few onions, will be fine. Chicken. This is a hearty meal too. Like, it doesn't look like it's as much as it is, but everyone who eats it, you're very full at the end. So don't make your plate too big at first, okay? So, this is smashed potatoes. Y'all, it is going to be a family favorite. Chickens, onions, bell peppers. Leave out what you don't want, what you do. Make it just like you would make your normal loaded baked potato. Serve it. Delicious. Okay, hope y'all enjoy. Talk to you soon. Okay, I don't feel like that's a true cooking video unless I make my own and then taste it for you. Okay, so it's really hot. We leave the peeling on and everything. To me, once it's cleaned, it's one of my favorite parts of the potato. It has like an extra little crisp, especially if you do it in the oven. That's another way. Onions, chicken, bell pepper, all the stuff. It's the perfect bite. Let's see. So delicious. All the flavors. The chicken is spicy and seasoned. The potatoes, and like I told you, this is a very hearty meal. It's going to be a fan fave. We're talking 15 minutes total. I hope y'all enjoy as much as we do. I'm going to go get